Today I'm going to talk about how you can really increase your income and your impact by leading a sales organization to success. So just before we continue, I want to get a pulse on where you all are at. Who here, by a show of hands, I can see all your beautiful faces, who here is currently in the solar industry? Whether you are just getting into it, okay, I see a lot of hands, awesome. So for those of you that raised your hands, who here is in-home closing, helping homeowners go green right now? Good amount of you. Okay, great. And how many of you are learning to go about that process and helping homeowners switch to solar? Cool. I see a lot of hands. Awesome. And then how many of you are not in the solar industry but would like to learn how you can enter into it given the success in the future that we are going to see within the solar industry? I see a few hands. Awesome. Well, welcome everyone. Super excited to have you here. Just a little of information about myself. My name is Kiara Smithy, and I was born and raised in San Diego, so just local to where we're at today. And I have a pretty humble beginnings, nothing really spectacular. I come from a normal middle-class family, had great parents that taught me hard work ethic, and I was actually the first person from my family to graduate college. I received my bachelor's in journalism and psychology from San Diego State University, go Aztecs, and I've been in the renewable energy industry for 6 years. And a majority of my time was spent in corporate America. And like most of you here, I eventually just got burnt out, and specifically burnt out on solar. And like Cynthia was saying, I feel like we've all, if you've been in the industry, came to the point where you ask yourself, is this the industry for me? So I'm going to talk a little bit about why I was so grateful to be introduced to Powur by my good friend and mentor, Zach Staub. So I saw he was here supporting us today. And just give you a little bit of background on why I would leave a job security, W-2, 401k, all of the financial security that we're told you will receive in corporate America that I chose to leave for Powur. So let me ask you a question before we continue. How many of you here with me today are 1,000% satisfied with your current situation, whether it's your current dealership, company, industry, work-life balance? Put a 1 in the chat if you're 1,000% satisfied. And then put a 10 in the chat, or anywhere between 1 to 10. 10 represents like, I am desperate for something different. I don't know what it is, but I am here hoping for better work-life balance. 10, I see you, Martha. Oscar, 2, 5s, lots of 10s. Lots of 10s, 8s, yeah. I was where you guys were 6 months ago. So just 6 months ago, you guys, I was sitting in your exact seat watching Charles Thompson, Bobby Smith on stage. And, you know, I was open-minded, but still just like, I don't know if this is for me. I had a lot of mental blocks. And I tell you now, from Powur headquarters, that 6 months can really change your life. And we're going to talk about how Powur changed my life and how I was able to grow a sales organization nationwide, all working from home 100% virtually. So for me, what it was at that point in time, 6 months ago when I was in your seat, I was working in corporate America. I, got my degree. I was told, go get that job. You're going to have self-actualization. The job title everyone's impressed by. I did do a lot of awesome things, and I had a lot of awesome experiences. I took a break from the solar industry because I was just feeling very burnt out. And I was a business development manager for a lighting manufacturer, so still in the renewable industry. And my day-to-day required me to spend 3 weeks out of the month flying across the country to meet with decision makers at NASA, Marriott, Hilton Hotels, Starbucks, brands we love, well-known, and trust. And I thought, I have a good job title, I have a good salary, I travel, that's so cool. Everyone's always asking me, oh, it's so cool, and it's not all it's cracked out to be. I woke up every day, I was not happy. I didn't feel like I was fulfilling my life purpose, my why. We always talk about what's our why in solar. And I just didn't feel like I was living up to what I was called to do in this world. And what that really was for me and what I'm passionate about is helping others. So helping consultants increase their income and their impact, getting that quality of life we all shoot for, but also helping third world countries get access to things that we are privileged to have here in the United States. So I want to encourage you to be asking yourself some of these questions as I share my success on the Powur platform. What do you want your day-to-day to look like? How much free time do you have in the day, or do you desire to have in a day? What do you want to accomplish? And how does having more time and income allow you to pursue the things you are passionate about and feel called to pursue? So for me, what it was is being able to give back in third world countries. Growing up, I saw poverty most people will never see by traveling to Southeast Asia, Mexico, where I was able to help build homes for the less fortunate. You know, most people don't know this, but 1 in 9 people lack access to electricity. 1 in 10 lack access to clean water. And 1 in 3 people lack access to clean cooking. I know for me, these were things I took for granted at one point until I realized other communities did not have these resources. This month, I was fortunate to be able to partner with Renewable World, where their mission is to tackle poverty through renewable energy. So we cycled 100 miles this month, and all of the proceeds are going to installing a solar system in Kenya so that these communities can get access to electricity, clean water, cooking. And for me, I was not able to be physically present in these communities or noble causes because I was spent so much time working. And for me, just to fund these events wasn't enough. I wanted to be more involved. And Powur's revenue share program allows me to give back and spend my time not only building my consultants up and setting them up for success so that they can pursue their life purpose, but so that I could spend my time pursuing my purpose. So what does building a sales organization look like? How do we build a sales organization virtually? How do we train new talent without being in the same room with each other? And then how do we sell solar in another state virtually? One thing I will say is some of my strongest relationships were formed online. Most of the people I work with now, I had worked with them virtually for 6 months before even meeting them in person. And this goes for my solar appointments as well. You know, we can connect with people in other states because of social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, you name it. There's so many different platforms out there that enable us to connect. And the nice thing about being virtual is not only can we increase our impact because I'm not sitting in traffic, driving to the homeowner's house, but I can expand my geographical reach. Now I'm not just limited to California because that's where I live, but I can help someone in Colorado, which I did last week, Arizona, Texas, Florida. Anyone that needs help on taking control of their energy costs, I'm able to reach them and help them. And that goes for consultants as well. Most of my top performing consultants, I have not even met in person yet, but I am on a texting, call, FaceTime, Zoom, talking basis with them every single day. And I take personal responsibility helping them succeed and reach their goals. So going off of, you know, how does Powur build an organization? What does their talent acquisition, if you will, process look like? Well, it's really no different than a traditional sales organization that you see at some of these top solar companies where you have a sales manager or a district manager that is paid to build a sales force or sales team, as they would call it. And then that sales manager is rewarded through bonus pay or compensation plans if their sales organization hits their quota. The difference with Powur, though, is there's no gatekeeping. If you come in and you put your head down and you work hard and you follow the process, you don't have to wait until a management or leadership role is available. You have the equal opportunity to be a mentor, like Cynthia was talking about. And now that I'm a mentor, I really feel that there's more purpose in my life because there are people that are coming, there's so many people coming into the platform that need guidance. And I'm happy to add value in their life and help them go down that career path for themselves. So in regards to how is my team successful, and I know a lot of you are watching here today, what I've always practiced myself and what I've encouraged my consultants to do is you have to have a system and process in place every time you onboard new talent. So whether someone is new to solar or they're a solar pro, the process is the same. We talk about how to leverage LinkedIn and social media to connect with other sales organization talent. And solar consultants. There's tons of training that we provide our organization with on how to connect with solar pros in other states. Just a pro tip, you can go on LinkedIn after this call, search title, solar consultant, filter it to certain states, and reach out and say, hey, I have a question for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you in your current position? Just like I asked you guys, and I can see all the numbers here still. Most of you are unhappy where you're at, and that's a lot of people working in corporate America. It was me 6 months ago. So I was very grateful for my mentor and friend, Zach Staub, who introduced me to Powur, because at that point, like most of us, I was considering giving up. So once you've, taken the responsibility of introducing someone to the platform, you want to make sure they're successful, and that's something I'm very passionate about. When someone puts their trust in me to make sure they are successful in Powur, I want to talk about what are your goals? Where do you want to be 3, 6, 9, 12 months from now? And how are we going to achieve those goals together? But most importantly, what you have to remember is most of the people that are considering Powur, like I was, are tired of feeling like a number. I know I was tired of feeling like a number, that my value was dependent on how many sales did I put up that month. Disregard my second month at a top performing company, I was the top earner, but this month, I had personal issues I had to tend to, so now I'm no longer relevant. So building relationships with your consultants is the biggest piece of advice I have for anyone who's interested in building a sales organization. Everyone in my organization, they're family to me, and I want to know everything about them, their goals. How can I help them succeed? Coming back to my why, I want to help people. So if you're not really interested in selling solar, but you're interested in leading an organization and building influence, you can use Powur in that way too, and that's the awesome thing with having 4 different ways to earn on the Powur platform. So I have one challenge for you all today. If you're sitting in that seat, working corporate America, not satisfied with your work-life balance, pay scale, or overall just purpose in life, I was in your exact seat just 6 months ago, and I totally understand. What you need is the right opportunity, the right platform to change your current situation, and Powur, I really do believe, is that platform. I'm a living testimony of that, and I encourage you guys to have the faith in yourself that you can do this. Just take those next steps. We have an awesome culture here. We are very welcoming, supportive. Whatever route you want to take with Powur, we will help you accomplish. So make that one decision to change your life and join Powur.